this is Coach Hall. Welcome to another Monday motivational meeting. It is September 6th, 2021. Trust me, that's what it says on the board. I know it's a little faint. You probably won't be able to make it out very well. There's a big old 6 up there. Today's a special day in the US of A because it is Labor Day. Labor Day, we celebrate the hard work of the citizens of this country, and everybody gets a day off to relax and enjoy the end of summer. Usually it's a barbecue kind of situation. You jump in the pool, you go to the beach, you do things like this. And so we're going to be doing a little bit of that later on. That's why I'm not wearing my Star Family coaching uniform or anything like that. But I decided I was going to jump on here and spend a few moments doing this with you guys because this is important to me, and hopefully it's important to you too. The word of the week, the motivational word of the week, is victories. Victories. Thinking about a number of different ways to start the motivational meeting this morning when I woke up, but then my wife showed me this video of a man participating in the Paralympics, and this person broke the world record in swimming. In fact, he broke his own world record in swimming. This man has no arms. I can't even put my head around this. I used to be a swimmer when I was a kid. I actually was a competitive swimmer, and the idea of swimming without arms is just amazing to me. And the fact that this person could compete at that level and swim as quickly as this person can swim is just absolutely amazing to me. But it made me stop and think for a second. I was like, holy cow, think about this man's life's challenges. And all the Paralympic athletes, they all face challenges far more difficult than I can imagine. I don't have any disabilities of that sort. I did go through a period of time between 1996 and around 2000 to 2004 where I had some mental emotional issues that were debilitating, but I never really had any sort of physical challenge to deal with in that regard. And I got to thinking to myself, if this guy and pretty much all the Olympians can see life as they do, okay, and they see life and the challenges that they face the way they do, and still they get up and they compete and they go for gold and they do what this guy has done, I just think to myself, why can't we see our challenges, whatever challenges that we have, whether you have a physical disability or challenge or mental emotional challenge or any kind of challenge in your life. Why can't we just see it as an obstacle to overcome? And in order for us to be victorious in life, just see the things that are in our way, that are just uncomfortable, that are bothering us, or maybe even seem impossible at first, or maybe have us overwhelmed or stressed out, or maybe thinking in ways that are ultimately going to take us in a bad direction. Why can't we just pause for a second and think of other folks in the world who really are facing challenges that we can't even imagine, yet somehow see those challenges as just some type of an obstacle to overcome. I just got to overcome this. I can still be successful in life. I can still have a happy life. I can still do wonderful things. I can still impact the world. I can do whatever I wrap my head around that I want to do, and I can go out there and get it done. Zheng Tao won 4 gold medals without arms. I'm just like, wow. It's what an inspiration. right? What an inspiration. So I wanted to lead with that. I want you guys to think about your victories, whatever your challenges might be, as small as they might be. For example, just starting your day off. What's in front of you? I just got out of bed and my bed's a mess. Okay. Tiny little challenge, right? To make the bed, but get it done. Make the bed and feel good about that. You know, give yourself kind of a gold medal for doing the little tiny things that you have to do in life and celebrate those things. All right, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the group where membership's up to 74. Okay, we've had a slow growth month, slow growth summer, but that's to be expected when we have folks coming in primarily from Udemy. Udemy platform sees growth from about October to the end of the year. Get a little bump sometimes in February. It didn't happen this year, and I think it has to do with the pandemic that's occurring. And then we might have a little bit of growth going on towards the end of spring before we hit the summer. But summer's usually kind of, dead. But we still had a little bit of growth. Now we're starting to move into kind of the high season, if you will. People are sort of ready or in the mood to go back to school, right? So that's what's about to happen. So we have still have an increase in the membership, and that's great. Bravo. What else is going on? I posted a poll last week, and we had 18 or more people actually see the poll. But strangely, we only had 5 people voting for the poll. It was kind of a, like, would you like to see this or not type of thing. And for whatever reason, people are just looked at it and I'm not really sure, perhaps. That's fine. Whatever floats your boat, whatever you're at in life, and maybe you didn't take time to really look at the poll. It's hard to figure out the analytics on what people are actually doing when they view a post of any sort. But that's the information I got back from Facebook. About 18 people in the group saw the poll. I know 5 people voted for the live class. That's great. That's good. So nobody voted against it. So it looks like we have some folks that want me to do the live class. Now, I did a follow-up to that. The follow-up was to ask, okay, since you want me to do a live class, what kind of class do you want me to do? And we only had 1 vote for that, and that was for the 6-FEM overview. Okay, so really what I want is to create a live class. And a live class would be more than a 1-to-1. So if I only did the 1-to-1, it really wouldn't be a class, it would be a 1-to-1 session. And what I'm really shooting for is to have several people in the class so that I can do my presentation, and afterwards we can have like a nice discussion. And sometimes I could just step back and watch, so I can see what's going on, make sure you guys understand what's happening, and maybe you have some wonderful ideas. I'm sure you do, and you can share them with the other people in the class. You can share them with me, and that's the idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the live class idea on hold for a little bit, because I know we're going through the end of the slow summer season, and we should start picking up membership here as we move into the fall or the autumn season. And I'm just going to continue to post these polls to see what kind of response we get. And when we get, and I'm sure we will, more people interested in one or another type of class, then I'm eager and excited to do that. I'm going to be doing the same thing on the Baby Sparks platform. I mentioned that in the last couple of meetings, where I'm now hosting or placed one of my courses on a different platform other than Udemy. Plus, I've got my own school platform. So right now, some of my courses, or at least one of them, is on 3 different platforms. Well, let me take that back, because I've just unpublished some things from Udemy. That's true. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, folks, is trying to get my parenting classes separate from what's happening from Udemy. All my parenting stuff, I'm trying to get it over to the Baby Spark platform. Everything that I have, whether it's personal development or parenting courses, all of it's available at my school. But I want to create a kind of a division or separation, if you will, because of the marketplace. That's pretty much the reason behind it. Now, all right, let's see. Sonia, she's got me posting my pictures of my bed and me drinking my water, and I've added a couple or one or two things beyond that, because each and every day, I've been doing this for years now as part of my 6FEM routine, is to get up, and the first thing I know I can do right away so I can feel good about the start of my day is make my bed. Okay, I just slept in it, and I'm a wild sleeper, I think, because I wake up and there's sheets all over the place. The pillows are gone. The dog's looking at me like, "What were you doing last night?" And so the bed, I've really got to get in there and start, tucking in those sheets. And so I spend some time on it. I take pride in it, and when I get done, it's like, okay. I ask myself, okay, if the president or if the Dalai Lama or if somebody super important were to come over, would I be a little embarrassed about the way my bed looked? If the answer is no, then I've done a good job, and I feel good about that. So I spend more than a minute sometimes making it. Sometimes it's 3 or 4 minutes making the bed, because I'll take the sheets back, and I'll get at it again, and I get all the pillows set up. And sometimes I put my little monkey up there. I do different things. Sometimes my dog Casey likes to get up there and help me out. So we make it fun. It's a fun thing. We get going, and then it's done, and I sit back and I just look at it and I appreciate it. I go, wow, I just did that. That's great. That's my first victory of the day. And then I got to go exercise. It's part of my daily routine. I have to move every day. We're designed to move, so I get out and I do some sort of movement, whether it's a long walk, maybe a jog, or maybe I go play this game called pickleball, which is very active. You got to move a lot. Or I take my dog on a long walk, or I get in there and I pound the weights and I do some exercise. Something I'm doing every single day, and it requires me to get hydrated to do that. So it's all part of what I do in the morning. I feel good when I do this, and then the rest of my day just seems to go so much better. Okay, victories. That's what we're talking about. How do you have victories, and how do you feel good about yourself and what you're doing, so you can continue doing these important things throughout the rest of your day. And I want to thank Sonia for saying, hey, would you stop posting for, you had these pictures going, and I'm posting my pictures every day, and what'd you stop for? And I'm like, okay, I'll get back on it. And hopefully these things are helping you guys recognize that what we do when we post these things is really just to let you know that you can accomplish these little things. They seem minor, but in the grand scheme of things, it takes these little tiny victories and the pileup of these tiny little victories to push you through some of the more difficult challenges. If we wake up and we don't do anything, we don't have any victories, and then we face our real difficult challenge later in the day, it's much more difficult to just put our nose to the grindstone and get the job done. But when we have a whole pile of victories behind us, tiny little victories, suddenly we're like, you know what? I think I can do this. I'm sure I can do this. It's going to be harder than making my bed, but I can do this. And that's what the whole idea is about. You just want to get yourself in a good place. You want to increase your level of self-esteem and self-confidence, your self-worth. All of these things, every time we have a little victory in life, it helps us when we deal with bigger and more difficult challenges. Okay, what have I completed in the last week? Well, I've set a goal a couple weeks ago. It took me nearly 3 weeks to complete, and that was to finish my book. I have a book that mirrors to some degree as an accompaniment to the first in my 10-course series called Help Me, I'm a Parent. And it's urgent. I need help now. And so I wrote a book that is accompanying this book. Now, what I'm going to do with this book, and it's about 224 pages, is I did the chapters and everything. It's a book, real legitimate book here, and I turned it into a PDF. It's going to have a password to the PDF. I'm going to make this available for free as part of my marketing campaign. And I'm going to share with you guys exactly what I'm doing. So anybody that's interested in marketing, is trying to get their business started. I know some of you out there are kind of in the same boat. How do I get my business started? Well, I'm going to take you through the growing pains. I'm going through it myself, and I'm going to just be upfront, transparent, let you know what I do right, what I do wrong, and all these things, so we can, maybe learn from each other. You can learn from me, and you don't have to go through so many difficulties. And at some point, when enough of us are on the same page and we're trying to get our business going, we can jump in a room here in the LLE and talk about what it is that we're doing and share ideas with one another. Okay? So I completed my book. I also completed a breakdown of the next course that I'm going to put up on Baby Sparks. There's some limitations on Baby Sparks that are not on my personal platform or the one on Udemy, and I have to modify it. So I'm going to spend probably about a week in the future updating and getting this thing edited properly so it'll work on that particular platform. Let's see what else. This week's goal is to jump back into the marketing class. I'm taking a marketing class, find out what the next assignment's going to be, and jump into that, and so I can get to my marketing campaign. That's ultimately what I want to do. I'm hoping I can get that done by the end of the month, so I can launch this campaign, and that's going to coincide with me officially opening LLE and creating a grand opening. And I've been talking about this for months now, that when I do the grand opening, there's going to be some special things that are going to be happening with you guys that have been so patient with me since the onset and the opening of LLE. We're kind of still in a beta phase. I've been talking about this beta phase for a while, but we're going to go full throttle. There we go. What is it? The alpha phase? I don't know what I don't know what the phase is when you go really live and you're no longer in beta. Whatever follows after beta that makes it, legit and real. That's what we're heading towards, and that's the goal. So we're going to try to get there as soon as possible. I'm learning. I'm trying to launch, and I'm learning how to do the marketing, and I'm going to be sharing what I know with you guys moving forward. So let's see if I got anything else. I'm checking over my notes here. We should start to see a gradual build-up. It's been, like I said, a slow summer of membership and activity, because summer is kind of, go on vacation time, relax. But now we're kind of back into, okay, I'm in work mode. If we have children, they're off to school. I've got some time to do some stuff at home or get busy with my own business. And we just sort of get into this work and study and learning mentality. And so we should see more folks coming in from the Udemy platform. And at some point, the Baby Sparks platform will also start their marketing campaign. I've been talking with them. I think they may start marketing this month, if not next month. They're holding back somewhat because they're still in the process of trying to rebrand the name. So they're going to spend a lot of money on a brand name that will no longer exist in the near future. So when they get the brand name they're looking for, Baby Sparks will change their name, and then boom, they're going to go big time into marketing. And at that point, we'll see folks coming in from that platform. My own marketing campaign should also drive some people into the group. So at some point, suddenly this thing's going to start to really get big. Okay, Victories. We start with Victories, and I want to end the meeting with Victories as well. Let's see. Okay, and the screen went black there for a second. Sorry, folks. Victories. Hey, I just had a little minor victory. Got my screen to come back on. Whoa, feeling good. Right. Okay, so that's the word of the week. I want you to pay attention really to the little tiny victories. It's easy to spot all the challenges and easy to spot the problems. Like I have a neighbor who really has got everything going for them, and they just seem to find the worst thing that they can possibly find in other neighbors' yards. Like, there's a garbage can that's sitting outside for more than 2 hours. And they got to make a big issue about that. And I walk my dog all the time, and I see the neighbor's yard looks pristine. It's a beautiful yard. They've got it's just this thing could be on the cover of magazines. It's a beautiful home. But the neighbor across the street, once in a while, has to complain about something. This is looking at the world with a negative set of lens, right? There's so much beauty in this house. I can't even see if this garbage can is there. I'm not going to see it. I'm too busy focused on what they've done right to find the one thing that they've done wrong. And it's not even a wrong thing. They're still well within the rules of when to put the garbage in and out. It's just, the point being is that if you focus on negative things, little negative things, you can make them as big as you want, and they can take over your life. But if you switch things around, and even if you have a whole lot of negative things going on in your world right now, look for the thing that's going right. Okay, there's many things going right. You got up this morning, right? You're not dead, so that's a good start. If you get up, make your bed, that's a good start. You get up, get hydrated, flush out your system, get all the toxins out of your body, that's a good thing. If you get up and move and exercise, you're doing something good for your body, that's a good thing that's going right. There's so many things that are going right. You're taking the course, you're getting more information, you're improving yourself, you're getting better. Victories, that's what we're talking about. Focus on the victories, because it's easy to get down. If you turn on the TV and watch news, it's just constant negative news. That's what I call CNN, constant negative news. That's all. Every time I turn it on, I'm hoping, praying, will they say anything nice? Nah, it's always something terrible that's going on in the world. And yeah, these things are happening, and it's not like we can't be unrealistic and pretend like this stuff is not going on. Of course it's going on. But it's not the only thing that's going on. There's wonderful things going on. So let's at least try to have some balance in our life versus just being consumed by negativity, right? So let's get back to balance and look at what we can do to impact the world so some of this negative stuff will go away. But more importantly, what you can do and what you're in control of so that you will have the best life possible for you. And that's, you can begin doing that by looking at these tiny little victories. Tiny little victories. Focus on them. Spend a little bit more time on it this week. In fact, participate in the posting challenge that we've got going on. If you don't want to post your bed, that's fine. Just post a victory. What did you do this week that you're proud of? What do you do every day that it's a good start? And if you haven't started anything, start something. Start something today. Today will be the day you start doing something that's a routine, that's good. If it's brushing your teeth in the morning, look, give me a big smile, put the picture up. I'm brushing my teeth every day. Good, that's fantastic. I'm walking my dog every day. Good, that's great, that's fantastic. I'm changing my baby's diaper and feeding my baby and putting my baby in the nursery, or taking my child to school. Whatever it is that you're doing that seems like mundane and routine, it's a victory. Stop and take time to pay attention to these things. There's an old saying, stop and smell the roses. Well, stop and pay attention to your life from time to time and pat yourself on the back. I just did that. That was wonderful. Completed that task. I should feel good about that, because you deserve to feel good about it, and you should feel good about it. So take time to do that. Okay? So post your victories. Use your victories to keep you moving forward. And with that, we're going to end the Monday morning motivation. Well, it's Monday motivation meeting, and it's my morning. Actually, it's just in the afternoon here. So forget about the morning. The Monday motivational meeting is coming to an end. Guys, live long and prosper. Keep cool and focused. share the love.